So Jake Paul's out here popping bottles after canceling the biggest fight of his career, and it has the whole fight world talking. Yeah, the YouTuber turned boxer just pulled a fast one on us by pulling the plug on his mega fight with Mike Tyson. Come on, athletes would give up everything to put Tyson's name on their resume, and Jake tossed the opportunity right out the window, even when it was handed to him on a silver platter. The worst part, he's partying like it's 1999 with videos of him being as drunk as a sailor popping all over social media. It was a massive blow for boxing fans. And let's be real, probably for Jake Paul's bank account too. So the problem child living his best life instead of trying to put together another million duel fight isn't sitting right with any of us. Let's break it. So Jake Paul's out here popping bottles after canceling the biggest fight of his career, and it has the whole fight world talking. Yeah, the YouTuber turned boxer just pulled a fast one on us by pulling the plug on his mega fight with Mike Tyson. Come on, athletes would give up everything to put Tyson's name on their resume, and Jake tossed the opportunity right out the window, even when it was handed to him on a silver platter. The worst part, he's partying like it's 1999 with videos of him being as drunk as a sailor popping all over social media. It was a massive blow for boxing fans. And let's be real, probably for Jake Paul's bank account too. So the problem child living his best life instead of trying to put together another million duel fight isn't sitting right with any of us. Let's break it. It's not just the timing of Jake's partying that's raising eyebrows, it's also the scale of it. We're talking high-end clubs, lavish parties, and the kind of celeb-studded events that usually follow a massive victory, not a canceled mega fight. It's like he's trying to drown his sorrows in champagne and caviar. Now let's talk a bit about why Jake canceled the fight. Did something go wrong during last-minute negotiations? Or is it just pre-fight jitters? Setting in now, let's talk about this whole negotiation breakdown excuse. Come on, people, this fight has been in the works. Since January, we're talking months of planning, contracts being signed, and millions of dollars on the line. There's no way negotiations suddenly went south. Something else is going on here. Originally, this fight was supposed to go down on July 20th. But then Tyson pulls out at the 11th hour, citing a medical emergency. So Mike's health has been putting this matchup in jeopardy for the longest time. Yet, the boxing legends suffered an ulcer flare-up on a cross-country flight from Miami to Los Angeles that caused the fight to be postponed in the first place. But rest assured, because he promised fans it wasn't going to affect the fight and he's still going to finish Jake in the ring. But then bam, he called off the whole shebang just 3 days later. I want to thank my fans around the world for their support and understanding during this time. Unfortunately, due to my ulcer flare-up, I have been advised by my doctor to lighten my training for a few weeks to rest and recover. My body is in better overall shape than it has been since the 1990s. And I will be back to my full training schedule soon. Jake Paul, this may have bought you some time, but in the end, you will still be knocked out and out of boxing for good. I appreciate everyone's patience and can't wait to deliver an unforgettable performance later this year. Now, ulcers are no joke, but it seems a little too convenient, don't you think? Especially because it took no time for Jake to find another opponent to replace Mike with and put in on the contract. It's almost as if this was going on behind the scenes for a long time and fans started raising questions. Jake stepped in to fight Mike Perry on the same day in Tampa, Florida, and he knocked him out in the 6th round. So now he's got a fresh kill victory to celebrate. But he's done enough celebration for that orchestrated win. And let's just say some of those parties might have cost him his relationship with Rotterdam. He's been partying like a wild animal, with no regard for his relationships or career. Stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson is scary, so it's possible that Jake just decided to take it out and threw Mike's health under the bus for it. The problem child revealed that he didn't want to risk Mike's health by stepping into the ring with him. And I don't know about you, but I'm not buying it. Let's not forget that Jake was calling Mike a sick chicken just a few weeks ago and making promises to end him in the ring. And now he's worried for his health. All of a sudden, something's not adding up now. The whole health scare excuse for canceling the fight. Fans are smelling a rat. We all heard about the ulcer, and the in-flight incident, but come on, is that really enough to stop Iron Mike? This whole situation reeks of cold feet. Tyson himself assured fans he was good to go. Then a few days later, the fight vanished. Mike Tyson revealed that he had bounced back and was ready to send Jake crashing onto the canvas, no matter what the fight date was.
Date, same fate. I'ma knock out Jake Paul.
Jake was treating this matchup like a walk in the park. But I guess he's finally realized whom he was up against. It's the baddest man on the planet, the fighter who has bitten off ears in the ring. Before even at 58, Mike's a beast, and stepping into the ring with him would send shivers down anyone's spine.
I think that Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think anybody.
The fight world had been warning Jake to give this fight second thoughts. And when he did, this man decided to run away as far as he could and drown it all out with a bottle of champagne pain. You don't just wake up one day and decide you want to step into the ring with Mike Tyson, especially when you're Jake Paul and had only been boxing for a couple of years. This announcement sent the entire fight world into a frenzy. And if you're one of the few who didn't already hate Jake Paul, I'm sure this fight announcement changed that. For you, don't get me wrong, I get that the kid is a good boxer, but knocking out a couple of retired MMA stars and basketball players doesn't mean you challenge the baddest man on the planet. The problem child really bitten off more than he could chew with this one. And that's why Joe Rogan had been shouting from the rooftops that this matchup is nothing but a terrible mistake. Now let's talk about Jake Paul's ego after knocking out Mike Perry. The guy was walking around like he invented boxing. He thought he was the next Muhammad Ali man. Yeah. The former Disney kid picked up a 6-round KO win against Perry on July 20th, and he's been acting like he really did something there. But let's be real, Mike Perry is not exactly a boxing legend. It was like picking on a little kid, and the boxing world wasn't impressed one bit. Legends like Oscar de la Hoya said Jake Paul is a circus act, and Eddie Hearn, the boxing boss, called him out for lacking real boxing skills. It's like everyone slapped him in the face with reality. This got to be messing with Jake's head, especially when you consider the Mike Tyson fight. Tyson is a different animal. We're talking about a guy who was the youngest heavyweight champion in history, a knockout machine who dominated the ring for years. Tyson is a force of nature. Jake Paul going up against him is like a chihuahua trying to fight a lion. I think Jake's starting to realize that maybe, just maybe, he took more than he could handle. But you know, Jake, even after canceling this mega fight, he's trying hard to stay in the spotlight. It's like Jake is actively trying to create this bad boy persona between the partying, the trash talk, and now the whole Mike Tyson situation. It's clear he's playing a character. We've seen this movie before. Fight fans, Conor McGregor was once the biggest star in MMA. He climbed from the depths of poverty to the pinnacle of combat sports and became one of the biggest PV stars. Remind you of Jake yet? His fights were must-watch TV. The man could talk trash like nobody's business, and he backed it up in the cage. Remember that iconic knockout over Jose Aldo, or that epic battle with Nate Diaz? The world was at his feet. But then came the injuries, and with them, downward spiral. Instead of focusing on recovery, Conor became more interested in partying, promoting his whiskey brand, and getting into trouble. We saw him everywhere, clubs, bars, even getting into a brawl with a fan. Conor stirred the pot to stay in the spotlight, and let's just say that it didn't end well. It's like Conor traded his fighting gloves for a bottle of whiskey, and in the end, the UFC lost its biggest star, and the sport suffered. Now, I'm not saying Jake Paul is Conor McGregor, but there are some serious similarities. Jake isn't a champion or a legend, but he has built a pretty good career in boxing. For someone who started out as a YouTuber and a Disney star, he has picked up co-wins and is successfully selling million-dollar fights. It'll be a shock to see him lose his place in the fight world. Love him or hate him, you can't deny that he's making buzz. So there you have it, fight world. That's all I have for you today. What are your thoughts on Jake partying his career away? Make sure to fill the comment section with your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more boxing news. See you in the next video.